Hello, everybody. This is Boxing Bros UK. I'm Chris. This is my co-host Andrew, the Boxing Brain.
Hi, Chris.
Today's topic is the fight between Andy Ruiz and Jarrell Big Pharmacy Miller. Let's hope he's not on the pharmacy in this fight. Um, this is our final
Uh,
thoughts and predictions for this coming fight that's happening on Saturday. Do you want to
mm.
start?
Yeah, so my initial kind of I like this fight. I think a lot of people like this fight. I think I don't know. I was thinking of all sorts of names for it. Battle of the Bulge, Battle of the ultra heavyweights. Although Gerard Gerard getting confused with Gerard Anderson and Gerald Miller now. Gerald Miller reportedly lost about 45 pounds coming in, 45, 50 pounds coming into this fight. Looks a
Yeah.
bit leaner, looks sharp. He's obviously now he's not got the whole of the local chemist in his system. He needs to have a bit more stamina. So, but my kind of, before you sort of come back in, Chris, what the thing that I think that the really important aspects of this fight and what's going to define it, both fighters have been really inactive for various reasons over the last 5 years. 4-year ban for Gerald Miller because of a drugs cheat, or he was inactive for 4 years anyway. Andy Ruiz, I mean, since 2019, I've got it right here. Since 2019, he's fought AJ twice, Ariola, and Ortiz. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
The
He
last
hasn't had
5
a
years.
fight. He's not had a fight for 2 years.
Yeah. So this should almost be titled, and obviously you're in charge of the descriptions, Chris, but this could almost be titled the Battle of the Inactivities or Battle of the whatever.
But
Yeah, it's
to be
just so.
but to be fair to Miller though, he had two fights last year. He had one against a journeyman and one against
Indeed.
Lucas Brown, and he fought
Yes.
Dubois this year, and he took that fight on short notice. So, like, he's been more active than Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz has not had a
Yeah.
fight for 2 years, and the last fight he had, he didn't really look great in, to be honest. And it was
That's a
against
fair
a 100
point.
years old man.
I think overall, obviously, because Gerald Miller's 36 now, and I think that kind of drugs ban and the years of inactivity, especially if it doesn't look like he was living the life. Although I can only go obviously by his appearance and how he was in some of his fights. So they've kind of, but as you say, he's been much more active recently, and I think, because I'm feeling Ruiz for this fight, but I just wonder the fact that Gerald Miller's been that little bit more busy recently, coming in better shape. Dare I say it, Chris? Could there be just an element here where Gerald Miller might get the job done? Maybe. I don't
This
know.
is the thing, because originally I was going Andy Ruiz all day. Andy Ruiz has got
Me too. Yeah.
Better power, faster hands, this better skills
Yeah.
all round, blah blah blah. But
Experience.
but Andy Ruiz, he hasn't had a fight for 2 years. His last two fights, he was terrible, and he hasn't had a fight for 2 years. So what we don't know what kind of shape he's in. Has he been living the life? He's always in the newspapers. Oh, he's been cheating on his missus and prostitutes, taking drugs, doing all this crazy shit. I'm not judging. Whatever you want to do in your personal life, you're rich, whatever. Yeah. But
Yeah.
to make a prediction, if your life is chaotic outside the ring and you haven't had a fight for 2 years, and I'm guessing it's a bit due to that chaos because you're supposed to be fighting Wilder, supposed to be fighting this guy, and it's like, well, this is only hearsay, but it seemed like he was asking for more money than he's worth for people to fight Fury, to fight Wilder when he was offered fights, and like pricing himself out. And I feel like he was trying to cash himself out because he knows
Yeah.
he's not in shape. And that's my theory. So he's trying to cash himself out because he knows he's not really in great shape and he's not been living the life. So he's just rolling the dice and hoping for the best because he doesn't
Yeah.
believe that he can win. So he wants the most money possible to take these fights. That's why he's been inactive. And all that stuff, we don't know what he's going to be like because he's not fought for 2 years. And we know Jarrell Miller, he's still got that gas tank.
Brings the heat. He brings the heat.
He's still got that gas tank. He doesn't. His volume's gone down a bit, obviously, but he's still got a good chin because he got stopped on his feet against Dubois. But he still, he still does what he still can do what he can do. But my only problem with Jarrell Miller is he doesn't hit hard, and I don't think he can earn Andy Ruiz's respect to keep Andy Ruiz off. If let's say in the later rounds, Andy Ruiz knocks off the ring rust, gets in a flow, might stop him late. But I just think in my mind, I keep thinking activity is key. And Miller's fought twice last year, once this year. Now he's fighting again. I feel like he's lost weight, in shape. I feel like, and Andy Ruiz hasn't fought for 2 years. I just think my mind, my heart's saying Ruiz is just better. But we don't know what Ruiz we're going to get. And we know what Miller we're going to get because he's been active. And I feel like I'm leaning more towards Miller now, to be honest, just because of the activity.
I've gone there a bit as well. This is interesting. This is interesting because also with Ruiz's last two against Ortiz and Arreola, he went 12 rounds with them as well. And I would have expected, look, Ortiz and Arreola were very decent heavyweights in their time, but he fought an old Luis Ortiz and an aging Arreola, and he didn't stop him, and I would have expected him to. And the more I've thought about this leading up to these videos and doing our research and all the rest of it, and look, this video might fucking age like milk, but I'm kind of with you because I've been building up to this all week. I think inactivity is going to play a part, and I think Jarrell Miller will win in it by split decision. So that's my prediction.
Yeah.
And I could get this completely wrong, but I don't know. It's just something's telling me.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think I'm gonna agree with you. I was gonna say I can't have two predictions. Yeah, I'm gonna say. I was gonna say either a draw. Or same, but no, I'm going to agree with you. Jarrell Miller by split decision. I think Jarrell Miller is going to come out the blocks fast, in your face, on your chest, bang, 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 bang. And I think he's just going to be winning rounds. And Ruiz is going to be knocking that ring rust off, looking bad. But then I think Ruiz is going to come into it in the late rounds. He's going to find his heart and his skills and start warming into the fight. And he's going to start winning the second half of the fight. And it's going to be one of them. Could have gone either way, but Miller's going to get it through sheer work rate, tenacity, and being busier.
Yeah. I think the keys to victory for me, for Miller, is I think he's got to get busy early. I think he's got to nick those first few rounds. The first 5 rounds, for me personally, are going to be really important. If he can really let his hands go, because we know he's a bit like Joyce, like he doesn't kind of carry that one punch power. We know that, but I think he's going to keep popping that jab in Ruiz's face. Keep Ruiz thinking. Keep Ruiz on his toes.
Yeah,
and I think if he can win those first 4 or 5 rounds, I think it could go to the wire. I really do.
Yeah. And I'm going, so I'm going Miller, same with you. Miller, split decision win. Miller for the win, split decision. And I think Ruiz is going to come back into it late, but not win.
Yeah. I think. Look, most people are going to predict Ruiz because of the name. That's the thing. People do this, don't they? Oh, well, Ruiz is. And I get it, right? Andy Ruiz has been in there with much better level opponents other than Dubois with Miller. He's got the experience. He's been in 2-3 world title fights, maybe even more. I can't remember. Certainly the 2 AJ fights. Obviously, he's been a world champion. Look,
and the Parker fight,
and the Parker fight, which I many thought he won, me included.
Yeah.
So.
Same.
When you look in terms of acumen and the CV, it's obvious, but you have to go by presently what's going on, and that's where me and Chris are going with on this. So
Yeah.
there we are. Yeah.
Ladies, activity is key. Only special fighters can have 2 years off and come back. People like Floyd Mayweather, people like Crawford, only they can have like 2 years off, come back and smash it. Muhammad Ali, he came back from 2 year layoff and took on the number one contender to make himself mandatory straight away. I can't remember his name, who it was, but he took on a number one mandatory challenger straight away and lost a close fight with George Foreman. Only special fighters can do that. Ruiz is special, but he isn't that special because he isn't living the life outside the ring.
Yeah.
So he's not staying ready.
Was it? Yeah.
George Chuvalo. It's George Chuvalo who Muhammad Ali fought. Yeah.
Activity. The thing is as well, and I suppose kind of coming to sort of conclude this one, if we're kind of getting there.
Yeah.
Is that you can't be, especially at heavyweight, you can't be losing an awful lot of that, because the guys you were mentioning, you know, the Floyd Mayweathers, they'd still be in shape for that inactivity. They'd still be in the gym.
Born ready, stay ready.
Yeah, you can't be putting 2-3 stone on, lose it. You know, we've seen this with Fury struggle with that. You can't keep doing that as you get older as well and get away with it.
It comes to bite you in the arse. It always does. It's doing that, not living a life. You got to be constant. Even, what's his face? Roberto Duran. Tremendous talent. And look how it went for him in his latter career, you know? Because you can't always win on talent alone. You've got to have the hard work and dedication as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it.
What's that saying, Chris? Hard work beats talent. I can't remember the saying. What's that saying? It's a really good saying.
Hard work beats talent.
Doesn't matter.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You need hard work and dedication. And sometimes hard work and dedication can overcome talent, as we've seen before.
Yeah. I've forgotten the saying. Anyway, it's irrelevant. Doesn't matter.
Anyone knows what saying we're on about, help us out, guys. All right. Boxing Bros UK. Peace out.
Cheers.
Like and subscribe, everybody. Like and subscribe.